from Smriti earlier as well.
Implied for a guest to order unless until the host specifically requests a glass.
Yes, sir. Okay, so you're taking it for granted that this is an not an a la carte, a table d'hôte where everyone is going to share a meal. Anybody else? Yes. That was tactful. Okay. Sure, Ms. Keswani, go ahead. Say, sir? Okay.
If you like something,
Yes, Carol, go ahead.
If you like something, you can order one expensive dish and let the other dishes be from the medium range.
Okay. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Why you should tell the host that he should order. In case he still insists, then you should tell 2-3 dishes and just tell I can have any one.
Sure.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
clarification. What I
Yes.
have answered,
Yes, sir.
I am expecting myself guest of the hotel. Hotel is the host. So I am not carrying guests with me. I have
No, so you're dining with a host.
I've gone to the restaurant as a guest. Somebody
Yes, sir, but somebody's a host.
has taken me there. That's what I have done. That is the right.
But the host is probably already at
When
the
somebody has
foyer waiting for you.
then it is his prerogative and privilege to order.
As a host, it is my duty to receive you at the foyer or ensure that a maître what is the right word, Matt? I'm sorry, I do screw up with my French once in a while. Receives you and brings you to the dining restaurant or wherever you are. Now, having said that, I'm sorry, we've got certain perceptions which I probably didn't understand even before we began with this question. Anywhere in the world, if I'm the host, I sit down first. That might come as a bit of a shock to you, so I'm going to preempt this answer and then respond to it. I'm going to take the seat first. Why? Because I don't want to do a left and right parade all through the meal. Having said that, I would also order first. And that is to set on the agenda which says, you get a clue as a guest, or I as a guest get a clue from you, that what is the range you would probably like to order in. And then as a guest, I get to order for myself. It is very indecent if you order something worth 500 and I clamber on to 1700 rupees dish. I would be considered, of course, greedy, hungry, and all of the kind of synonyms that you'd like to call me by. So I have to take a cue from you. I see a lot of defense officers sitting here. We had a typical fora in which when the commander had finished eating, everyone used to put down their cutlery, regardless of whether they've finished their meal or not. You might find this a little shocking, but when the host has finished eating, though the host would be kind enough to stretch the meal a little if you're not finished yet, or if you're really lagging behind, which is very rare. But once the host has finished the meal, as a guest, it is my responsibility, liability, whatever you want to call it, to quickly finish my meal and wrap it up, and so that everybody can proceed to the next course. Now, we might find this very upsetting, because in India, the host has to respect the guest, regardless of anything else, and treat him like God. But that's how the rest of the world sees it. So we'll continue to the very simple. You can see we're ending with a meal. We're now talking about finger bowl, and so the question is indicative. When and how is the finger bowl used? Anybody who knows how to use this pretty thing? If you notice, it will come precisely like this to you in a continental American style. There will be a plate here, a white cloth here, a bowl here, and a fork and a spoon. Lord, I don't know what they want us to do with that. Ma'am, Smriti, go ahead. after the dinner and before the dessert, okay? Only the fingernails should dip in, okay?
But when do they also have the lemon like we have?
Sure, you could have something else. The point is you need a cleanser. It could be lemon, it could be variable other cleansers in the
Take
world.
it out and just use it inside and clean it.
Great. Anybody else? Yes, sir. Is that inclusive of the dessert or excluding the dessert? Excluding the dessert, okay? That's exactly what the ladies have offered us. Any variable answers, anything that has not been said so far? There's no need to use the finger bowl, you just had a continental view. But remember you had the bread. So, okay, give it a chance, you have the finger bowl coming. How are you going to use it? And we do always eat the bread, that's the basic. We can't avoid that. No matter what dishes you order, you always want to have a bit of bread. We don't feel good without it. Bread is substantial, the basic. Anybody except the 3 people I don't want to answer? Okay, we've taken a step forward. Panel, is there anybody we could give the prize away to? I'm missing out on the prizes, come on. Okay, very quick. We can see it here. There's the finger bowl. Under it is the doy, the white cloth. You get it before you begin with the dessert, the last course, as you call it. Of course, you could have coffee after it, but that's not a part of the dessert. Part of the course. When it comes, usually the fork and the spoon lie on the top of it. You put them outside. You pick up the doily, the cloth, the white cloth, along with the finger bowl and put it on the left-hand side, and it looks exactly like this. Now you're all set to receive your dessert. Once you finish eating the dessert, they will clear the plate, and then you may bring the doily and the finger bowl back to the front, and use only one hand at a time to simply immerse your fingernails, ma'am. You were correct about that. But only one hand, dip, and remember the napkin is on your lap, and you merely dry it. You never lift it up, you never crumple it. And the same goes for left hand. And it's over. Unless you want to have coffee after that. But finally, the last question. When to toast and who to toast to? And with that question, I might say today we toast to you. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, there are a couple of gentlemen here who want to answer that, but considering a lady has an answer to toasting, that's fabulous. Yes, ma'am. I apologize, I'm losing my voice.
To toast always for the host after finishing all our dinner and when they serve the dessert. So who should do the toast? Yes, first host will do, and for in his honor all the guests will.
Amazing. Yes, anybody who can add on to that? She's got the fundamentals straight. I'm sorry, you've got a couple of hands waiting, so.
I think toasting can be done at during any time of the meal, whenever any guest wants to say something or wants to congratulate. And I think it's never the host, it's always the guest who's raised toast. And
Okay. Another hand here.
For a friend,
Okay.
and anytime of anytime
Okay.
any friend, any close ones, they saw
Okay.
congratulate.
Thank you, ma'am. I think we'll give it to the lady here. She had a very close answer. Can we clap for her, please? Ma'am, the name, please. Mrs. Ujwala, please. Great, ma'am. Yes, she said we would be toasting. The host would speak out the toast, would do the toast, the cheers, to the guest. And I would like to add a little more to it before I invite invite my team over and you get to put all that jumbled stuff into some sort of an order. When we toast, we cannot toast any time. We toast either during the main course, which is the red meat or the main dish with the red wine. The red wine is the main course. And we raise the red wine if we were to toast a guest of honor, ma'am, as you accurately pointed out. If you were celebrating something, it is done with the champagne, and that you only have with the dessert. That is the 5th or 6th or whatever course meal you're having. Precisely. And those are the only two times that you can actually do a toast. If you're celebrating, you wait for the desserts to happen, and you can take the champagne flute, and then you toast. If it is in the if you're toasting the guest of honor, it is the main course. You raise the red wine goblet that you precisely see there, and you say the toast. When you toast a guest of honor, and if you are the guest of honor, you should never drink. You just enjoy the accolade. You let your glass be there, let everyone sip for you and toast for you. At the end, when it is over, if I'm the guest of honor, I would probably, when everyone sip, like to pick it up, say thank you, and just take a sip and put it back. Thank you for being a very patient and lovely audience with me. Thank you. We're going to now invite Navneet ma'am and Vikas sir to take over the session. And they're going to quiz you a little further before they start doing the sermons. I hope we don't get it too stretched out.
Well, thank you so much, ma'am, for the quiz, and I hope that must be an enriching session for all of you, whereby we could add a little bit more to the knowledge that you have. To add on, we are here precisely to let you know about, or more about, dining etiquette.
Okay, very good afternoon, everybody. Ma'am is taking the session very well. What we have experienced, there are many small things that people are not still aware of. So we all are here just to give you a glimpse all about what we are here for.
Okay, the first thing is about the arrival for a meal. We are going for a party, and we are talking about specifically fine dining. So whenever we are going there, I'd just like to ask a simple question to all of you, that what time does the guest arrive and what time does the host arrive? Can we have an answer for this? Yes, ma'am.
The host should always arrive before the guests arrive, because he has invited them. And yeah, this is what I'm saying. The host should arrive first, and then the guests come. Yeah, if you are given 8 o'clock, the host should be there 10 minutes before that, 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever, and then the guest should come in time.
Anybody else?
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Anybody else in the
I got an answer somewhere. Yes, ma'am.
It's obvious that we'll be here before, sir, but is there any exact timing or so that it should be before, under 5 minutes before, or it should be a 10 minutes before, or 20 minutes before? Any generalization?
If you want to go by timing, the host has to see the arrangement that they have that problem.
Exactly.
So he should be there 15 minutes before the arrival. So that checks, yes, everything has been laid out properly. And he is there to receive the host 5 minutes before the arrival. Sorry, guest.
Yes. Perfect. Thank you so
Just
much, sir.
supposed to be reaching there on time. If it is 8 o'clock, it should be as near to 8 o'clock as possible. Because you can't have 8 o'clock and it can be 1 minute of this and that, but as near to 8 o'clock as possible.
So I think the concept over here, so you're very close, and I think you're almost right, that the host should always reach to the place where he's hosting up somewhere 15 to 20 minutes before, so that, as what sir said, that he needs to look onto the arrangements and look onto the things, that everything is in place exactly. And then the guest particularly could reach maybe 10 minutes before or maybe on time. That's more important. Now, this is another point. which is very important when we consider fine dining. Say for an example, a guest is getting late or maybe delayed for a particular event. It becomes his moral responsibility to intimate the host by giving him a small buzz or maybe a message that I will be late by this and this time. This is what it becomes into and should come within us.
Okay, now the question arises. The guest is about to arrive, the host has arrived, and you guys are about to proceed, everybody is about to proceed for the meal which is been scheduled in the restaurant. Where is the host supposed to wait for his guest, or where is he supposed to wait to receive his guest? I mean, where do you people wait for your guest? Near the gate? If it's there into your restaurant?
At gate, on the right side of it. When the guest enters, you should be on the right.
Great, any better answer?
I'm sure, ma'am, after your session, there's too much of left and right that has been added to the session.
Yes, ma'am? Okay. You stand at your table or you wait at the gate? Yes, ma'am? Great, ma'am. That's the most appropriate answer which we have gotten from Miss Smriti, that this host is supposed to wait in the lobby area. Most of the restaurants where you are planning for your meal, you have a lobby area outside the restaurant. Sofa setting is there. So the host is supposed to wait somewhere in the sofa set for his guests to arrive. And the guests, as one by one the guests are about to arrive, and somebody arrives 5 minutes before, somebody arrives 3 minutes before, everybody is getting received and everybody is getting seated there. And as the time scheduled for the meal has started off, like for example, it's about 8 p.m. schedule, now the host can accompany everybody and take for the meal. So exactly, you're supposed to wait, a good etiquette says that you're supposed to wait somewhere near the lobby area where the sofa setting is there, not somewhere near the door or near your table which you are booked for.
Okay, let's move further. Reading. Okay, now whenever you are going there, you always find your host or maybe other guests with which you are acquainted with. At that particular point of time, you should greet the people with always a ready smile. Whenever you see somebody from hospitality, you always come across the word ready smile. Smile from your heart and an eye contact that is very important at that given point of time. So you need to offer a hand and then this is how you proceed with an eye contact.
Okay, now the question arises. A lady who's been invited into the meal, she arrives in, maybe in between a meal, she has got received the call and she's about to leave the restaurant to attend that call, entertain that call, anything. Like what a gentleman should do or what the gentlemen here in the house would do, ideally. Yes, sir? Yes, Kenneth will receive it. That's in the case of the arrival, and when she's about to depart, maybe she is excusing herself for to entertain a phone call also. Great, sir. Sure. That's what a big round of applause for sir. Like that's what he says. A good etiquette says that whenever a lady arrives into the restaurant, or whenever she's about to leave the restaurant table for any means, maybe she's doing any way to entertain a caller, it should always be a gender. That's what ma'am explained it before also. It's not appreciated anywhere in the world. It's gender people sitting together on a table.
Okay, now come about the napkin. So to about the scenario, the napkin fold remains there, always there on your table. The napkin for taking up for a lunch spread is separate than that of dinner. In lunch, it's more like a square shape. When we just take it up, we will not flap the napkin. We just gently put it on the lap. And in that case, since lunch is more restricted, in that particular case, the napkin remains in a square shape. Whereas the dinner, it remains a rectangular one because it's a bigger course, bigger meal, and a more relaxation time. So in that particular time, the napkins are different for the different time of people.
When we're talking about a very formal meeting, when we're talking about the host, when we're talking about the guest of honor, napkin, most of the places what we have learned here, what we do is that we don't wait for the server that we should come in and we should open the napkin for us. What we do is we feel very comfortable enough and we open the napkin and use it. But in the case of a very formal dining where there is a guest of honor, where there is a host, every time you wait for the host's first movement. It could be the host who would do the first movement of the table of opening the napkin